Chris Janzon. Welcome to the podcast. We're here with Chris Janzon, Adelaide real estate agent. Chris, would you like to introduce who you are and what you think your strengths are in the real estate industry?
Max, thanks for having us, my main man. Appreciate the opportunity. So I've been in the game now 15 years. Started off from everything, back end of real estate business, traditional real estate business, from admin to property management, BDM, sales, buyer's agent, listing and selling agent, to being a principal and business owner. And now living life my way, licensee for EXP Realty here in South Australia, and life's good, mate. My strength in real estate, probably structure. Structure and technology innovation I like, and also now utilising both those parts of my business to really mentor the next generational agent of youth that's coming through into our industry now, and just how they can use that to really compress time to become more successful, quicker and faster.
Yeah, so you've worked your way up the industry, that's for sure. One strength that I've seen, especially from your technology, and you've just mentioned this, but is your use of video in social media. So it's, in my opinion, it's the most engaging way to engage with your clients, with other agents. What made you start using video? Did you hear it through Gary Vee, or did you sort of just have the idea to start it? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, when I started video, Gary Vee probably wasn't as well known, particularly here in Australia, as what he is today. I started video content at the back end of the GFC economy, really, which takes us back to almost 2012. Really, I just seen it as a real point of difference between myself and other industry agents. No one was really dominant in that space, but the other thing that led me to really go down that path was the fact that time is the most important commodity and resource, and the more you can claim back of time to be more efficient, more structure, as I mentioned before, you can just get a lot more creative with that time to better utilise your time in creating more opportunities with life and business, obviously. So,
so you're an early adopter of it. One thing that I see with video, especially over photo, is if you're creating graphics, they can take with me, it can take up to like 10 or 15 minutes to create each graphic. Yeah. Whereas with video, you just pick up your phone, talk to the phone, and that's it. Like it's straight up, you just upload it straight away. You don't need to worry too much about how you look unless you're, really fussed about it.
Yeah.
How long would you spend each week filming content?
Mate, I've got an hour dedicated each and every day, 6 days a week. I have a no content policy on Sundays. That's my downtime because it can consume you. But an hour a day, it forms part of my prospecting in one way or another, in terms of social content, digital content, video content. It's now probably ramped up. When I started and we didn't have as much social and digital stuff and video stuff like we do now, mate, it was the old pick up the phone and bang on as many doors, and you used to allocate so many hours per day and per week to do that. Obviously now you can be a lot more efficient, you can be a lot more targeted with these, with video particularly. So I've just allocated the same time I used to with door knocking and cold calling to video, social and digital content. But it's consistency is the key, man. The art of reputation is a beautiful thing when it comes to social video content.
Yeah, and what sort of subjects do you cover? Do you cover mostly value content? Do you cover for agents or more for your clientele? Like who are you trying to target with your video content?
Yeah, so I've got two arms, I guess, to my business. One is my transactional business and property management business. So that's where I'm talking to the consumer. And the other one is agent attraction with the model that I'm in and partner with EXP Realty, obviously. So, but it's funny, mate, they both complement each other in the exact same way. Give content and value with no expectations in return, and the business or the agent attraction will naturally come back to you. So I'm always looking at ways that I can push content out there in front of the consumer's eyes that's a little bit out of the box, so I stand out. I'm kind of the thorn among the roses, I guess, in the industry, that I'm not the vanilla slice pumping out the same stuff that 1,000 other agents are doing. I look at their stuff and go, how do I do whatever they're doing? I'm going to zag from that. So if they're zigging, I'm going to zag and do different, so the consumer sees me as that 1% that stands out. But that's the way I've always gone about my business in that space, Max, is give content of value with no expectations in return. I've never been about the free appraisal. They've always been free. I always think, like, before I put something out there, if I'm a homeowner myself, what's going to help me in my life, my world as a homeowner?
Yeah, it's crazy that, hey, you give value and people start to respect you and you build relationships. It really just makes sense. There's like this odd notion in sales that you just got to sell, 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 sell. But it's like you got to reverse it. You got to start off building the relationships.
Yeah, man.
You got to give out that value. You got to build the relationships, and
Yeah.
the people will come in naturally. You don't want to be fighting for it. It's like that scarcity mindset. Like you don't want to be just trying to sell all the time.
Yeah.
So do you find that like the difference between cold calling and then using social media has it revolutionized your business?
Oh, for sure. It's made me it's reclaimed time, mate. So, a lot of the things I really have great passion in right now is mentoring that next agent that's coming through in our industry that is in their early 20s, hypothetically. And a lot of these agents, we're helping compress time to achieve incredible success in a short period of time. Time that took me 5 years to achieve doing it the old way. Whereas now those guys and girls, what took me 5 years when I started my career to create some success, we're compressing it within a year or two. They're having the same sort of success that can take people 5+ years in our industry. So, look, it's just about being more efficient with your time. That's all it comes down to. And let's be honest, I'm guilty as charged. I'm sure you are too. We're on a digital platform right now. We spend more time on our devices than ever before. So why wouldn't you want to be seen more there than rocking up cold on someone's door, or that cold call that we all probably don't like making, where there's no relationship or you're not really giving anything of value. So it's a big part of my business, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a trap, this whole social media, because there's that one side of it where you're creating content, but there's also the side of it where you're consuming, and you can get into that like never-ending scroll through Instagram Reels, and you look at the clock and it's been 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and you're like, what have I just done?
Yeah.
So it's about like repositioning it and actually just, maybe looking at a few really successful agents, finding out what content they're making, consuming that, and then creating your own version of it. Do you agree?
Look, I find the biggest issue with agents in this space is perfection and procrastination gets in the way of progress too often. In fact, some of the greatest success I've had with my social channels have been going live, real and raw. Like I remember, mate, on my Facebook in like 2015, I couldn't crack the 1,000 followers. I was hovering around 700 followers for a lengthy period of time. And I remember Glenn Twiddle, I think it might have been mentioned, something I attended was, go live at any opportunity, once a day, just go live. It could be just hey guys, I'm at the front of this property, this is how many buyers we had through, I'll keep you posted on the sold result, or, this is what a building inspection is. Just giving useful information. Once I started going live, the algorithms, and I started to track it, I was getting 4 to 5 times X the amount of traction through going live, and all of a sudden I went from 750 followers to 3,500 within a year.
Yeah.
So sometimes rough, rugged, real and raw and authentically you is actually what more people want to see, particularly now in 2023, than the digital, professionally high gloss suit and tie real estate guy of the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree with that. And it's sort of like, pro tip here, if you're actually shooting live videos, you can record them, cut them up, and, if you have a 20-minute video, there's an opportunity to have 20 to 30 smaller cut little videos that you put out. If you've got a VA, you can put out 2 of these a day, and that just builds on that consistency. So if you're just running live videos, podcasts like we're doing here, cut them up, use them for your socials. It's like it's your content's already made for you. So that's half the thing we're talking about with the video content. It's already made for you. So it's about being efficient with your time.
Yeah, I mean, like when you do a live video on Facebook or Insta, wherever you want to do it, you can download it, bang, upload it to YouTube as well. So you're covering another platform from the same video. So really, one video, you can cover 3-4 different platforms right now quite easily.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's finish this off. I've got a question for you. So for any new young agents coming up in the industry who maybe they are using social media, maybe they've just got it from school, or they don't even use social media, what are some tips for them to transition into, a bit more efficient with their social media for real estate? Like, what are some, basic starter tips that they can do?
Get in front of the camera. Don't be shy. It's amazing how many agents in our industry that deal with face-to-face interaction on a daily basis, but when it comes to putting them in front of the camera, they're like deers in headlights. Like, you got to get in front of the camera. I hate to tell you, but a lot of the guys and girls that I'm training and mentoring, like, I'll put them on the spot at it properly. Mate, I'm miking up. We're doing a live video right now of this home, and you're starring and featuring a role in this video. Getting people outside of their comfort zone and being in front of the camera, that's where the magic happens. And we're in an industry, you've got to be seen to be known. So if you're shy and bashful about getting in the camera, no wonder you're going to struggle for opportunities, because if you're not seen, you're not known, you're not going to create opportunities.
Well, like, love him or hate him, like, look at Gavin Rubinstein. He's in front of the camera 24/7, all over his website, all over YouTube, all over Amazon, everywhere. And he's probably one of the most well-known agents in Australia, if not across the world. Like, he's very well-known, and that's all about using that video content. And you got to start with somewhere. So, like, my advice as well would be, just, if you're that scared, just get in front of your own phone in your bedroom and just start talking.
Yeah, man. Like, I've been there. It wasn't easy when I first started my first videos, but over time it becomes second nature to you. And I'm at a point now where I'd love to have a film crew follow me every day, because it would just absolutely 10x my business for sure. But get in front of the camera. The more you do it, the more you're seen, the more you know. Guess what? The more opportunities will be created for you in life and business.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you very much, Chris. I really appreciated your time here. If anyone wants to see Chris on social media, Chris, what's your Instagram handle?
Well, I'm not too massive on Instagram, mate, but I'm pretty much across all the platforms. If you just look me up, Chris Janzon, EXP Realty, man. But predominantly, I'm more so on Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, Chris Janzon, EXP Realty across all platforms.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
No worries. Thanks, Max, for having us. Cheers.